This is probably the funniest episode of Shade I have seen in a long time from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's just say, good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope my fan is not too loud. And I know it's in the middle of winter and it's cold outside, but I keep my fan on all year. And I was like extremely hot today. This morning, I felt uncomfortable, so I need the air to circulate. I may need to change the filters on my furnace or something like that. But anywho, Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 9, episode 10. I'm gonna try to do this recap without being biased against Kandy. I have really developed a disliking towards her these past couple years. So I seem to be more hard on her though than I am on Kenya. And I really don't like Kenya. But I don't know. I guess it's warranted because if I'm harder on her than I am on somebody that I really, really, really don't like, then she must be doing some effort. A little less harsh against Kandy in this video. I'm gonna even try not to cuss this time, y'all. Okay, so the episode wasn't really drama filled, so that should be easy for me. So it starts off with Phaedra and Aiden. They are getting together some tie-dye t-shirts, and they're talking about why Phaedra is doing this charity event. And we find out that Aiden is going to participate in the pop-up shop. Also is going to be doing chocolate chip cookies, and I guess it's doing about a dozen. They didn't really say, but she said he's going to be selling his cookies for $5.99 each. And Aiden was like, let's up that to $6.99, baby. Gotta make that coins, especially with my mama trying to take 50% of the profit. So, and Cynthia gets her phone call during the course of this to ask questions about the pop-up shop because she wasn't at the first meeting. Cynthia had questions. I mean, I don't know. Even with editing, it seemed like Cynthia was going on and on and on and on and on. Question after question after question. But when you have a business and you are donating your services for profit to give to charity, you need to have all your T's dotted and your I's crossed. I'm saying you got to cover your bases. So yeah, her questions are pretty valid, I thought. But it was funny that Phaedra told her, you can always hit me up in the DM if you want to get a little nasty. I was like, I didn't find it funny because of the whole Kandy threesome thing, but somebody just hit me up in my DM on the Twitters. I had made a post because I write, and I was writing a chapter in my book, and I'm using a lot of my real life experiences to go into this news story. And I had made a revelation that I should have been spanked for some of the stuff that I did in my youth. Well, apparently the word spank triggered this guy. So he went into my DMs and was like, can I spank that ass? Pretty much. I'm going to put a screenshot of one of the things that he sent me. Not all of them. I'm not going to put them all up there. Oh my God, yeah. He basically was like, you think you could benefit from getting spanked? And I was like, not in this lifetime, sir. And then he said he was a writer. So I thought he was talking about writing. And then couldn't find out, no, he wasn't talking about writing. He was offering me private lessons and spanking. So that's my first DM. I mean, like, I have, like, people hit me up on Twitter and I get those automatic response DMs. This is the first time somebody really directly sent me a DM. And first ever in nature of it being of a sexual nature. That ain't even sexual. What is that? That's fetish nature. Of a fetish nature. Spanking somebody ain't sexual. Because he said he wanted to, he believed in traditional spankings. And I'm thinking, what kind of spankings for adults was traditional other than slave beatings? I don't know what the hell you talking about, sir. Okay, anyway. I done told y'all something. So, Sheree out shopping for the house still. She's trying to get wall coverings and still trying to get furniture and different things like that. And she said basically Michelle is, trying to kill our pockets with all these European designs. So she wouldn't look it on her own. But Michelle ends up sending his intern to come help her out. His intern turned out to be Marlo. Said Marlo and Michelle had worked together in previous times before, so this wasn't shocking to her. But Marlo came in with her boobs out of the zip code, baby. She just Marlo honey. And so she started talking about Sheree mentioned to her that she's been to a couple of Kenya's events and she didn't see Marlo there. I had totally forgot that Marlo and Kenya supposedly formed this friendship. And the last time we saw Marlo is when her and Nene blew up. And it was seemingly about the fact that she was friends with Kenya. So the fact that now Kenya and Marlo are having issues was like, oh damn, where did it come from? But like Marlo pretty much said that she thinks that she really didn't get the invite to Kenya's birthday party, which as her friend she thought she should have been invited to, especially since they were discussing the arrangements for the party together. As Nene showed up, so she's like, okay, I see you. And then the housewarming party, Nene wasn't at the housewarming party, but she didn't get an invite to the housewarming party either. So yeah, Marlo was kind of like done and over Kenya. She said that she's not a friend of her. Kenya goes home, and when Kenya makes it home, she sees that all her glass is broken out of the garage again. There's blood splatters on the window. Her car window is busted out. The car is inside the garage. She walks around to the back of the house. There's more damage. The security footage cameras are spray painted. I don't know what made Kenya look up at the security cameras, and most of those glass bumps are already black, so I don't know what would make her or draw her attention to the fact that they were spray painted, because it's spray painted in the back. But she looked up at the cameras and saw that they were spray painted, and she automatically assumes it's Matt. She gives Kandy a call and starts telling Kandy that Matt came over and Matt destroyed the house. And I'm like, how do you know this if you haven't looked at the footage? Now, mind you, the cameras were spray painted, but they had to have captured Matt coming up to the house prior to the spray paint actions. You know what I'm saying? So how did you know it was Matt? You just assumed it was Matt. Did Matt call you? Did he send you a text? Say, you wait till you get home, you see what the hell. I know he just threatened you, but how did you know for certain it was Matt? Especially considering you just had 3 trespassers at your house that you threatened. You put out a gun. If anybody, I don't know if it's just me, anybody look at the timestamp on the footage that Kenya put out. The people were going down the driveway. It was like, I'm gonna get these numbers wrong, but this is how close it was. It was like 6:48 in 32 seconds. And then when you see the picture of Kenya with the gun, it was like 6:48 in 34 seconds. There's like a 2-second difference between the shot of the trespassers and the shot of Kenya. But they said in the news that when Kenya went out with the gun, they had already made their way off the property. So that could be wrong, but yeah, within 2 seconds of them on this camera and you on this camera with the gun, you didn't see nobody to, like, they didn't run, because they didn't look like they was running, they was just walking casually down the driveway. But how did you know that it wasn't the trespassers retaliating for you threatening to shoot them and threatening to call the police? You just automatically assumed it was Matt again. But she calls Kandy, and Kandy basically gives her some advice. I was really surprised that she called Kandy, because normally she would call Cynthia in these situations, but maybe she's just don't want to hear Cynthia's truth again. Cynthia has told her time and time again, let that MF go. I got some strings on my damn sundress. Am I the only person who does not put away their summer clothes? Like when we were little, we used to pack away our summer clothes for the winter time. I wear mine all winter because I walk around the house in sundresses and tank tops and shorts all winter long. Like you see, I got my fan on, like I said. But anywho, so Kandy pretty much tell the same thing. Why are you still dealing with this dude? Leave this mofo alone. get a restraining order against him. And she said she don't want to really get a restraining order, but that's what can't say. But you know that's what your daddy tell you. I'm like, F a restraining order. Get this motherfucker locked up. Because now you're damaging my property. Oh, and you've done so on more than one occasion, if this indeed is met. Ain't no telling when it's going to elevate it to the next level. But I know Kenny ain't gonna get no restraining order. That ain't gonna happen. But Kandy invited her to come stay with her for a few days. So she said, if you need a place to stay, you know I got you, boo. And Cynthia, they go to her house and she's actually packing up to move. And we come to find out that Cynthia is having issues with the closing of the house. I thought Cynthia had already moved in. Last week or 2 weeks ago, they just showed her sitting out by the lake with her mama and her sister, toasting up to the house, and Noelle was going in and out the house. So I thought Cynthia was already there, but apparently she's not. Apparently they had some issues with the closing. They did a second appraisal on the house, which they should have did before the closing, but they did it afterwards, I guess. And the second appraisal came back $300,000 lower than the price of the house. That's a big ass difference in appraisals. Like, what the fuck did the first appraisal, was that the seller's appraiser and you just took that at word, you didn't have your own initially? Or like, what the fuck? That's a big difference. But it is closer to the price that Cynthia originally wanted to pay. So if that really happened, I could understand why she's like, no, I'm not moving in because I'm not going to pay more for my house than what is appraised for. I had a situation like that. When I was looking for my house, it wasn't based off the appraisal. I was looking at like $60,000, $70,000 houses because that's what I knew I could afford. I know my habitations. Habitation is not the right word. I guess that's a real word. I know my habits. In my habits, I like to travel. I like to, when I spend money, I usually spend money in a large amount at a time. So I knew that I didn't want to get a large house note. And so I got approved for like a $200,000 loan. I didn't give it in. I wasn't spending $200,000 on a house. I wanted me to keep some coins in my pocket and have me a nice house to live in. I still got fucked. I kind of bought a money pit that was cosmetically covered up, and yeah, that's probably why I'm so depressed. I want to move now, but still, I wasn't gonna put $200,000 on a house, so I bid it on a house that was 70-something thousand, 79,000, and that was the actual amount they were offering. I mean, they were selling it for, so I wasn't gonna negotiate with them because I knew I had a $200,000 loan. If there was any type of repairs that I could foresee, I can get that rolled into my loan and take care of myself at my cost. So I wasn't trying to negotiate with them. Like, look, just paying for that amount. I thought the house was worth it. We already done appraisals, and the appraisals were worth it as well. This motherfucker, because you have to turn in that you was already pre-approved, and the pre-approval letter shows how much you're pre-approved for. This motherfucker come back and then try to offer me the house at $200,000. What people get the fuck out of here with that bullshit? And it happened to me like 3 or 4 times. So I told them next time, like, don't submit them my appraisal letter. I mean, my pre-approval letter. Don't even tell them I'm pre-approved. They don't need to know that. Like the house I'm in now, I didn't change the offer on her either. I didn't really do anything other than make them pay the closing. I wish I would have told them to put a new roof on the house. The roof is already 15 years old. If you ever buy a house, get a new roof put on. Get that negotiated into your contract. Regardless of how old the house is, get a new roof put on. Once this roof started leaking, it started causing a world of problems. And I didn't know about the right insurance. I had insurance that was depreciating. So when the damage started, I didn't get the value of the money of the damage. I got a depreciated value, which didn't cover the cost of getting a new roof. It caused me all kind of problems. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for a Real Housewives. So let me get back to that. So, they go back to Phaedra's house, Phaedra's office. And while she's at the office, discussing the pop-up thing, I said, they showed a lot of Phaedra's office, but what happened to her mortuary business? I really want to know. Kenya visited. Kenya was looking good. Y'all know Kenya is not my favorite person, but baby, Kenya, that white dress. with the pillow bun and her makeup, Kenya was looking motherfucking good when she walked up in there. You better go, girl. She worked that outfit. Yes, she did. She went in there basically to get some advice from Phaedra about what to do with Matt, because she said that Phaedra was in a similar situation. And I am really surprised that they are implying that Apollo was this aggressive like Matt. I remember they showed a couple episodes where Apollo was tripping out. I just didn't know it was like this, because once Phaedra started talking to her, she's like, I done been through the same thing. We tried to go through counseling, and when counseling didn't work, we had to let that shit go. So I would recommend counseling, which Kenya's dad already told her. She said, you want to stay with this man, I would definitely recommend counseling, but you got to make sure your safety is first priority, And just like me, Kenya was surprised too that she was sharing this deep of a secret with her about her relationship. I think it's good that they are talking about it, because there may be some other women out there in a similar situation that needs to hear this. Unfortunately, Kenya's still not hearing it. She's still not hearing it. I think I just heard something in the news that they just recently broke up. But like I said, they take this over the summertime. Why are you still dealing with this clown? Like, I hate that she's dealing with this. I hate it. Maybe that's why I've softened up towards Kenya right now, because I hate the fact that she's dealing with this Matt situation and the way in which she's dealing with it. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, for real. You see, it made me cuss. Shit. Okay, so I'm cussing it now. Phaedra offers to pray with her, so they pray, and Phaedra gets emotional a little. Maybe she's recalling her situation. And it's nice to see that they're actually forming some kind of bond. Because if you look at my video from episode 1, I was like, this is so fake. They just doing this with the cameras. But they actually genuinely seem like they are melding a little better. And that's good to see. Friendship, I don't think they should have one. But, meld. Okay, we can do that. So then they go to Kandy. Kandy's chilling there with Ace. And he is such like a mini Todd to me. He has a grown man face, but he's so adorable. And while she's playing there with little Ace, Kenya comes in. She's playing with him, and Kenya brings up the fact, okay, well, when can I move in? And Kandy like, what the hell are you talking about? Kandy's in confessional. She really was just talking about the side of her neck. She did not want Kenya to really stay there. She didn't think she was going to really take her up on the offer, but Kenya is like, yes, baby, here, child, I'm here. Let's get it poppin'. And while they're sitting there, Cynthia rolls up. Cynthia walks on in, and Kandy like, where you come from? I didn't even know you was going to be here. Kenya invited her, and she was like, well, I had offered to let Cynthia stay with me because she's having issues with the house, so they kind of explained to her what's going on with the lake house. And since you offered me to come here, I figured we could both come here. I mean, you got a big enough place. And they all amped it up like, girl, yeah, I never noticed before how much space you had. I'm trying to butter Kandy up, and Kandy like, oh, what the hell that I'm getting myself into. I really didn't want Kenya to stay here for real. And now I'm going to have Kenya, Cynthia, and Noelle. All y'all going to be up in my joint. I mean, I do got a guest house. But you see she's using her guest house as a playroom at this point with Ace. But that'll be interesting if that actually happens. I can't see Cynthia doing it though. I'm surprised that she. I'm surprised. So where are they going next? Oh, they're going to the pop-up area so they can look at the space and discuss this 50% that Phaedra wants everybody to donate to the cause. Cynthia was originally like, yeah, that's cool. 50. Was it Cynthia? No, it was Kenya. Kenya said that 50% was cool with her. She was fine with it. Everybody else is like, oh, you didn't say it's going to be that much. You said a small percent. Now you want 50%. So they discussed that, and I don't know, when it all came done, they was all like, fine, 50%, we can go with it. It says for charity. And I really think it may have been just because of Porsha. Porsha was like, I'm going to give her whatever she needs. So everybody was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so they're going to get the 50%. Then we don't smooth it. And Porsha cut off her hair. Like, Porsha used to have really thick, long hair. Despite her wigs, she had beautiful, thick, long hair. But the short hair cut actually, I mean, she rocked a wig like that a few times. But that's, oh my God, her hair. But it's beautiful. It was beautiful on her. All the ladies were getting together. I mean, the shade that they was throwing back at each other was hilarious. Oh my God. I mean, everything that they were saying was true, which made it even more funny. Especially when Kandy started going in about her business, and she was like, you know, I could set my stuff up anywhere. Every business I have. I mean, I'm trying to decide which one of my business I want to bring. I got so many. And no matter what I do, they're going to outshine y'all because of how many businesses I have. Baby, gotta give it to her. Gotta give it to her. She telling the truth on that one. And they was all looking like, because they knew she was telling the truth too. Her businesses will run their businesses to the ground. That's one thing I can say about Kandy. She gets money. She does get money. Then they go back to the and they mentioned that Kenya and Phaedra is supposed to be going on the little camp together, and everybody like, what the hell you mean, Kenya? Y'all together for a whole week? How is that gonna happen? But Phaedra Porsha got a little salty about it. She was like, really? That's exactly how Kandy was feeling when Phaedra got cool with Nene. What is up with Phaedra that everybody don't want to share her? Porsha was at the head on the salt like I wasn't available. No, not for this. We want Miss Michigan to come back to Michigan and share the wealth with the kids. I thought that was an awesome idea anyway. So Cynthia goes back. They go back to the house. Cynthia is like saying, this is the move out day. She got to turn over the keys. And she's reminiscing on all the good times that she had in the house. And the bad times too that she had in the house. And I really hope that her appraisal come back at the lower rate. Not that I want her house to be like not worth $1 million, but since that's close to the amount of money that she wanted to spend anyway, hope it comes back at a lower rate. They can negotiate it and she can get the house she wanted for the money that she wanted. That's what I hope for her. Then they go to the pop-up shop. This is probably the funniest episode of Shade I have seen in a long time for Real Housewives of Atlanta. As I say, it was so much shade thrown back, but it was more hilarious than hateful, in my opinion. Because I just laughed through almost this whole episode. I really did. Then Apollo's parents come in. And everybody's like, wow. And I was like, wow. And I'm thinking that they're there for Aiden, but no, they're really there for Phaedra as well. They seem to have a really great bond with her. They seem to still love her as a daughter. And that was really good to see, you know. Despite all the effed up stuff that Apollo may have done or how the relationship fell apart. I don't know how that's going to play out when Apollo decides to marry this new chick, because the mama got such a good bond with the ex-wife. Like, whoa. Maybe that'll be season 11's drama, you know. Trust and believe, she coming back on the show. Oh, that's right. The new wife's supposed to come onto the show. When are they going to bring her in? Okay, so Marlo walks in. Marlo walks into the shop to help Sheree with her t-shirt booth. And she kind of throws some shade over at Kenya's booth. And Kenya catches it. But why in this moment does Kenya decide to go talk to Marlo about their issues? This is not the time or place. Why do they always pick the bad time to come talk to people? So she comes to try to talk to her about the why she didn't invite her to the birthday party into the housewarming. And really, she said, I really didn't have an excuse at all, which is a lie. I hate when people tell me I don't know, or I don't know why I did something. You do know. You do know. I was being disrespectful as a friend. I was, you know, Nene was gonna be there, and I want to try to rebuild that friendship. You know, you had a reason, but she tried to give, I thought, was a genuine apology, kind of, sort of. for Kenya. But Marlo was like, I ain't feeling it. A friend wouldn't do that. She's like, we got 3 years of friendship. We are friends. Like, no, you worse than any. Nah, we not friends. Don't even try that with me, boo. I'm so done and over with it. Which is surprising because I was surprised that I thought Marlo would have wanted to get more screen time, but I guess not. Unless they're gonna be able to into Sheree's storyline. I don't know. Anyhow, and I kept saying that Sheree must be working for the production team, baby, because Sheree knows how to start drama. She knows how to set up the drama, which is what the production team normally does on these reality shows, set up the drama. Yeah, so that's pretty much the episode. The pop-up shop went over pretty well. Kandy said she brought like $5,000 worth of products, so she's just gonna give her half, no matter what, regardless of what she regardless of what she sold. Porsha decides to give her 100% of her proceeds and throw a little bit in her as well. So between Kandy and Porsha, she had $3,500. I think they said Kenya made like $5. Sheree made like $5. They didn't say what Lena brought to the table because Lena was there. They didn't say what Cynthia brought to the table that I can recall. But overall, it was a good thing. She raised about $7,500 for her account. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. See y'all next week. Peace.